Welcome back to Boston 25 Sports in Depth. We are continually impressed by so many athletes who overcome great challenges to achieve their goals. Butch Stearns found a perfect example of what I'm talking about when he caught up with high school senior Chase Buckman.
Chase Buckman is different.
He's very special. He really is.
He really does understand how little things go a long way.
He is an amazing person.
I'd settle for a whole team with Chase Buckman.
Chase a great kid. But Chase Buckman has always been different, right from birth, when he suffered nerve damage to his right side.
When he was born, he couldn't move his right arm at all, only his fingers.
Chase basically broke his shoulder at birth, suffering an injury called Erb's palsy.
So Erb's palsy is a description of an injury to the nerves that come out of the neck. So in Erb's palsy, what happens is those nerves get injured at birth.
So the Buckmans went from the wondrous moment of their first child being born to wondering, what's wrong with our son?
It was rough. I mean, he really was a beautiful baby. But yeah, to see that arm, I'm glad we got the information we did as quickly as we did, because he could have been a lot worse.
The information they got was from a colleague of Maria's at work, whose granddaughter had suffered the same injury.
She told me what it was called, Erb's palsy. She suggested Dr. Waters. She gave me all kinds of information.
Dr. Waters is Dr. Peter Waters, orthopedic surgeon-in-chief at Boston Children's Hospital.
I love my job. It's truly a blessing to get to do what I do, take care of these kids, these families.
And for the Buckman family, meeting Dr. Waters was truly a blessing for them.
Dr. Waters, he really is an angel to me.
And he's always been an angel for Chase, too, because growing up being different really isn't much fun.
It sucked, you know, middle school, like elementary school, middle school, you have kids don't have filters when they're that young.
His arm wasn't right, you know, it wasn't exactly the same as the other side.
Every single day, someone would ask something new, like, what's wrong with your arm?
If you have an arm that's very different from everybody else's, that's going to stand out. And you have to figure out how are you going to cope with that. So you're different. And how are you going to cope with being different?
I told him, like, I'm different, like, get over it.
So faced with this family challenge, the Buckmans decided that pity wasn't going to work, but being positive was.
It was a real tough love thing, you know what I mean? Like we would see him struggle, whether it's buttoning his shirt or something like that, and we would say, oh, you can do it, you know, just figure out a way to do it, we'll help you, you know, and then I would go in the bathroom and cry.
She's always given it to me straight, and so is my dad.
And this is where sports came in. It was a way to level the playing field with other kids, like in baseball when Chase decided to channel his inner Jim Abbott and use a lefty glove to throw and catch with the same hand.
He had this way of figuring out how to get around his injury.
And Team Buckman also figured out that sports had a lot to offer Chase.
So he was working out with the guys. It fit socially. He was just like everybody else. So he stood out now in a positive way rather than potentially in a different negative way.
But the negatives were still there. And for Chase, his teenage years were tough.
I was going down the wrong direction for a while. Truthfully, I was suicidal. That happens. That, you get really down on yourself. You get depressed. That's what happens when you aren't happy with yourself.
So it was time for high school, and the Buckmans chose Bishop Brady High, and sports was a big reason why.
One of the things that really drew us here is that they had a smaller pool to pick from for athletes. So we were hopeful that he would be able to get on a team.
So Chase decided to go out for football, and on his own went to meet Coach Shaw.
He came up and introduced himself and said that he had never played football before.
Because Chase came right out and explained about his arm. He went right up to Coach and was like, all right, this is what I got.
I'm not going to say that I wasn't concerned at first, but when we started practicing and we're going through all the drills and it comes to tackling day and things like that, and absolutely fearless.
The first day, all he said was, keep working, Buckman. I have it written up. I have a whiteboard in my room, and I have that written up in quotes, keep working, Buckman. He pushed me to the next level, and he never put limitations on me.
From then on, it was kind of like, okay, well, Chase isn't going to put limitations on what he can do, so I'm not going to do that.
So through football and faith, Chase has flourished, and in the process, he's learned a lot about himself.
I want to be my own boss when I grow up. I want to run my own business. Like, that's what I want to do. I'm okay with taking that leadership role. I'm happy to do it. I want to be the person to help make the world a better place by leading through example.
I think people look and they might think he can't do that, or what can he do? And Chase instead is like, what do you want me to do? I can do it.
You know, I've seen a lot of growth in Chase, and I think he's got a strong faith, and I think that at some point when he realized it was okay, that set him free.
And there was a point that did set Chase free, a time when he realized his injury gave him the chance to go from being different to making a difference.
I always ask myself, why did God choose me? Junior year, I really realized that he didn't choose me, he blessed me with this.
I think that he's changed other people, the way they look at things.
How about that? That is a family that is guided by their faith. Really impressive. And what's the next step?
He's going to play college football at Curry College, and there's so many people involved in the Chase Buckman story. There's the people at Bishop Brady High School. There's Dr. Peter Waters and the amazing people at Boston Children's Hospital. But you know what? There's the Buckman family, mom and dad, and their only son, Chase, and they are amazing people, Tom. I was really proud to meet them.